Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be looking at an actual secret account that I found out about around a year ago from somebody I used to know, and I thought it'd be cool to show the community, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is the username, visnadev. I think that's how you say it. I'm not quite sure. It honestly looks like just a regular account, just one of those noob accounts. But if we go into its inventory, keep in mind this was before Roblox made it so that your inventory was automatically private. So of course the inventory is still open. If we go down to decals, we see a lot of interesting things. We first see the sun mirror frame, which we know was added to the game. I believe it was 0.8.9. And if we scroll down, we see the firework box, which we know comes every New Year's and 4th of July. We see the huge firework decal. And when we scroll down, we actually see some of the paintings that were added in 0.8.9. Same with the next page. We see the sculptures that were added, the post-it notes, some of the tape photos, the fancy portraits. 0.8.9 update was a bunch of new paintings, some sculptures, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was also the go-kart? Yeah, I think it was that. So if we look here, we see obviously the fancy painting outline, and if we go back into the inventory under meshes, what do we see? We see the same exact thing. So let me just open these up real quick. These were both made June 16th, 2020. The Bloxburg update came out in August of 2020. So this obviously is Coeptus' account. Plus, if we look actually in the paintings, let me just search it up real quick. There is no name under who made these items. Usually if it was Froggy Hops, it says, created by at the bottom Froggy Hops. Like it says under the fancy stocking, created by at Froggy Hops. See, the inflatable festive polar bear created by Froggy Hops. So these don't have a creator, and usually that means Coeptus made these items. The thing I actually found while looking through this inventory was the bird sculpture, which we did not see in 0.8.90, but we did see it later on in 0.9.8. On top of that, we also saw the heart sculpture, which I believe was in the Valentine's update for 2022. I'm not quite sure on that one. But if we both look at those, actually in the decorations tab, we see the heart sculpture does not have a person who made it. So that means Coeptus made it. Like Froggy did not make this, so Coeptus made that. And then for the bird, also no person who created it, which means it was Coeptus. We for sure established that this is Coeptus' account. We can go through and see some of the things that we never saw added, like a cheese grater. We never saw this cheese grater added, or a sewing machine, which is weird because I don't know why these objects are in here. I don't know if it's because this was just a test account, but why wouldn't Coeptus or Froggy do this in their actual account? That still remains unanswered. We scroll down more, we see a deer head, which would have been interesting to see. We see a hammock and a few more vines and leaves down here. If we go to the next page, we see some vases, we see the paper gift bag and the post-it note. So we saw this paper gift bag actually recently in 2022 added, and then the post-it note was added in 0.8.9. We keep scrolling, we see some teapots and some teacups. Let's keep scrolling, we see some saucers. And down here is where it gets interesting. We see different stone patterns, and then we also see a mannequin, which is very interesting. Now let's go back to the first page. We see a radiator, which is very weird. These are nice, so I would love to see these actually implemented in Bloxburg. We see a painting palette. My guess for this is maybe they wanted to make it more realistic, so when our character is actually painting something, they're holding this palette. And then we see some plastic chairs over here and some of the other frames that we saw. Now if we go down to decals, we see, for example, the cheese grater that we saw. We see the firework box, the palette colors. We just see a lot of different stuff. We see the paintings that we obviously saw. The decals in here are definitely a little bit more empty. Definitely recommend that everyone checks out the account just because there is a lot of cool stuff that we haven't seen in Bloxburg. And we know this is Coeptus' account, whether it's Coeptus' Froggies or just the Bloxburg contributors linked account. We don't know. We really don't know. But just explore the account for yourself and, maybe go through some of the meshes. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.